Okay, backwards compatibility. Let's hope we get some updates for this. Nintendo Direct in April. And a hands-on experience? Oh, it's gotta come to New York. Nintendo Switch 2. Wow. People are gonna love this. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to the channel. Audie here, bringing you another video. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if you're new here, hi, hope you like it. As you saw from the intro, today I wanted to talk about the Switch 2 reveal and mostly people's reactions online. I'm seeing a lot of people not like the reveal and the console itself. Some people even calling the reveal a nothing burger reveal, and I just wanted to get into that real quick because I have some opinion. So me personally, I like the reveal, but I do think they could have gone about it maybe a different way. Personally, I don't think they did anything that they didn't need to do. I think they did pretty much what they set out to do and what they wanted to do. I mean, does it look like a Switch 1 Pro? Yes. But to be honest with you, that's all we really need. Nintendo has a winning formula with the Switch. There are portable PCs out there like the Asus and the Steam Deck. And there's home consoles like the Xbox and the PS5. But in reality, the Switch is the only hybrid. Like sure, you could buy a dock for the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck, or you could buy a Portal for the PlayStation 5. You could even buy a Logitech cloud console for the Xbox, or whatever you call that. But nothing quite works like the Switch. Nothing has the charm of Nintendo, whether you like to think the console works well or not. The minute I saw the leaks, I knew that this was going to be a hardware-based announcement. You could go back to my old videos where I even call it an iPhone-like experience. And to be honest, I was kind of right. They didn't really show much but the console itself. They didn't even have the console working. They just displayed what the console looked like. And I think that's what they aimed for, because to tell you the truth, from Switch 1 to Switch 2, there's not many upgrades, at least for the body of the console and the Joy-Cons itself. Well, the Joy-Cons have the mouse con and stuff, but mostly it does look like just a bigger Switch 1. I personally think that the big reveal and what everyone will be excited for comes in April when we finally see software, we see how the chips work, we see how this console works when put under pressure, especially if what we're hearing about these third-party games coming to the console itself. When we start talking about this reveal being a nothing burger reveal, I honestly do think that's because the people saying that saw the leaks. Other than what we saw in the leaks, Nintendo didn't really show us anything that we didn't know. And to be honest with you, I genuinely think it helped them this time around. Imagine if nothing came out leak-wise and everyone was excited only for Nintendo to come around and just show us a bigger Switch. That would literally be Doom City. I know a lot of people have negative feelings towards leaks, but I've never understood why. Understandably, it ruins the surprise, but it's super consumer friendly if you think about it. If they announced this initially, back when Furukawa made the tweet about the successor, they would not have sold any consoles. Literally, we would have another Wii U situation. It's very obvious they delayed this reveal to milk sales, and I think the leaks saved a lot of people money. I personally knew this console was coming out and was telling people in my close circle to wait and not buy a Switch, only because a new one was coming out in a few months. Another thing I wanted to quickly bring up was people complaining about how bad Mario Kart looks. And to be honest with you, I find this mind-boggling that this is even a topic right now, considering we only saw a 15-second clip. And even with that, Nintendo has never been known to make huge leaps in the graphic space. They've always been more about art style, and they prioritize how a game looks over how graphically intense it could be. They do not push hyper-realism, and I don't understand why people don't get that still. If you want games like Horizon and The Last of Us, that's fine. But why does anyone still think Nintendo first-party titles are going to give that? Nintendo first-party titles always bring this charm to the gaming space, and it's why so many people gravitate towards it. A quick look at this would be Monster Hunter. Back when we got Worlds, that was a graphical masterpiece. I think it excelled the Monster Hunter IP bigger than what it was already. But then you look over at the Switch and they got a Monster Hunter title in Monster Hunter Rise. I'm gonna be honest with you, that game ran horribly, but artistically it was amazing. The colors used in monsters like Magnamalo and Malzeno, and even in Mizutsune, gave the game so much charm that, to be honest with you, not even World had. And of course it came to PC, but it did have Switch priority for a few years. Those are just a few examples. We could look over at several Mario titles and several Zelda titles, and it's kind of the same thing. It's always art over graphics, no matter what. And that's kind of what makes Nintendo stand out. Now, I'll be real. This isn't to give Nintendo a pass. What I think the worst part of the reveal was their lack of showing any performance whatsoever. They need to show what this console can do for more people to hop on board. I've said it from the beginning. All hardware leaks to me do not matter if my games cannot run at a steady resolution and frame rate. I'm working on a video where I talk about performance versus graphics, so I won't go too much into it. But I don't care if they sacrifice some graphic intensity if they could guarantee my games run well. Of course, it's all speculation now, but I think that's why we got a slide from older games running on the new console in the reveal, because I do think this is going to be a huge selling point for the console itself. They're not abandoning Switch 1 titles, and they're going to give us new titles on top of what we already have. I could only hope that they do update the games they do have on the Switch 1 somehow, but right now that's only a hope until they speak in April. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, so I kind of wrote out a list of things I think Nintendo did right and things I think they did wrong and they should have reconsidered in terms of this release. So I'm going to start with things they did right. Keeping it short and simple and to the point was a good idea. It was very hardware focused, things we've already seen, not too much surprise. They displayed the gimmicks effectively without telling us what they are. There's a slide where we see the C button a little up close, and then they have the whole shot with the Joy-Cons moving like mice. Whether you like the mouse con or not, it's a gimmick, so it's a reality. Another thing I thought was clever was them shadow dropping it, not giving people too much expectation to lead to disappointment. It was very much, here's what it is, have it, have fun. Now, what I think they did wrong. I think making it an iPhone-like reveal was really bad. It did not have any Nintendo charm whatsoever, and it felt very business-like. And I think that rubbed people the wrong way. Another thing is, the one game being shown is a game where we don't even know if it's a port or not. For all we know, this could be Mario Kart 8. I'm not saying they should have shown Metroid 4, but come on, at least show a new Zelda game, which we know you guys have, or something. When you look back to the Switch launch, they had 2K, they had Skyrim, and I understand we're gonna get a Direct in April, but that's 3 months from now. At least show us something to hold us off. If they showed us like Metaphor or even Cyberpunk, to just be like, hey, look, not showing you too much, but this is what this console could do, it would have gone completely different for them. And another thing I think they did bad was not show us a Pro Controller. They showed us the mouse con and stuff, and we know they have a new Pro Controller, but we don't know how it's going to work. And I think people are worried that they're going to take like the whole couch gaming system away. But yeah, no, they needed to show a Pro Controller. I had it on my list. And of course, this is a little biased, but I really do think they needed to show one. I know the list is kind of short, but I wanted to keep it short because I don't want this video to be too long. But I would love to hear what you guys think down below on what they could have done differently, whether it's good or bad, and what you thought was good or bad. I'm really excited for the Direct in April. I will be seated, and I've already signed up for the Switch 2 experience. The least I could say, yeah, there's not much else I could say. I'm just so hyped. Anyways, thank you for watching. I've been having so much fun recording and editing these videos. However, they do take a lot of time. So please sub if you can and leave a like. I would also love to hear feedback below. But like I always say, please be nice and do not be mean or I'll send this cat forever to stare at you. And I know I'm not on camera right now, but if you've seen my videos before, just picture me waving like I always do. Goodbye.